Hello, my name is Jon Brown. I am an artist with A.W.E, Artists Working in Education. I've been working with them for a number of years, and today we are going to start some video tutorials with a program called Bitsy. It's a fantastic program to create simple, easy to understand, cool looking video games. And so this is going to be the first video in a series of videos about the video game. So we're going to kind of break it down and see everything that we can do with it. And then hopefully you guys can create some fantastic videos and then share them with A.W.E and just do amazing, incredible things. I am an artist, and my background is in animation. So I've worked in Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada as an animator, and then I moved back down to Wisconsin about 8-9 years ago, and I've been doing a bunch of teaching with kids in college age youngsters in a number of different programs like A.W.E and University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee and a bunch of different organizations, and I also do freelance animation. So today we're going to kind of get into Bitsy. This right here is the program. If you can take a look at it behind me, that's what it looks like. So we're going to try and break into that. I'm going to go through it all. That's the program right there. You can see Mrs. Incredible is keeping me company, Mr. Incredible, and of course I have Batman right there. So let's get started. We're going to break into Bitsy, work with it, figure it all out, and then you guys can make your own games. Ready? Let's go. All right, here we go. So we're on Google. If I type in Bitsy, B-I-T-S-Y, hit return. Not the first one. It says Bitsy Boxes. We don't want that. That's an ad. This is a Bitsy Game Maker by A.W.E. We're going to want to click on that. That brings us to the first screen here. You'll see a bunch of gobbledygook down here. You can view and follow him up here. The thing we want to pay attention to is this run tool. So we're going to go over here till we get this little hand. We're going to go to the run tool. And this brings us up to Bitsy. So this is the website for Bitsy. My game is titled The Coolest Game on Earth, which is going to be your game, The Coolest Game on Earth, when you create it. If I go over here to Tools and I click on the Tool button, you can see these are all my tools that come up right here. So this is kind of what we're going to be going over today. If I hit the About Bitsy V7.1, it's a little editor for little games. You can read a little bit about this. If you want to click on this tutorial button right here, this will bring you to another screen. It's called Shimmerwitch Space right here. And so anything that I don't go over and you're curious about, you can look in this tutorial page. This is all the stuff. This is what I'm going to use to kind of teach you about the video game. So if you're the kind of person that likes to see words and likes to see it written down, this is a great little page that goes through everything that the Bitsy game can do. Right? So we're not going to use this because I'm going to kind of go over this, but like I said, if you want to learn a little bit about yourself and you want a reminder, that's where that is. I'm going to hide the About. So it's got all of these panels. We're going to start with the Room panel. So this right here, the big square right here in the middle, is the Room panel. This is what your game looks like, right? That's what you're going to create your game on. That's your template. That is how we're gonna kind of create everything. I'm going to get rid of that. Exits and endings right here. This is another tab right here where if you can add multiple rooms. You can have your main room, and then you can have rooms that kind of branch off there. You can have your character go to different places, and then you can connect them with exits and endings, so you can determine where you want to exit one room and enter another room. It's really freaking cool. So that's that tab. So we're going to hide. Oops, sorry, we're going to hide that one. The Paint tab is really cool as well. So the Paint tab right here is, you've got 4 things in your Paint tab. You've got Avatar, you've got a tile, you've got sprites, and you've got items. So these are the things that you use to build your game. Your avatar is your main character, so that's the one that you're going to be playing with. So when you move your arrow keys, this is the character you're going to be moving, and we'll go over how to animate that character and make him or her look really cool. Tiles is how you build walls in your game and how you can build objects in your game. You can make them walls are not walls, so you can pass through them or not pass through them. That's really cool. Sprites are different other little things that you can kind of interact with. They can have dialogue, and they can be animated as well, so you can see the little animate tool down here. And then items. Items can be, this one is a cup. You could have a cup, you could have any kind of different items. You could make keys and all that kind of stuff. So that is in the paint tile, right? This right here is the find drawing right here. So you can see in the item, they've got 3 different items. They've got a teacup, a key, and a skull. So you can do multiple items. Same thing with the sprites. You can have multiple sprites. You can have multiple different kinds of tiles, and we're going to go through all this stuff. You can have, I believe you can have multiple avatars. You might only be able to have one. I'll have to check into that. So that's in the find drawing. You can find different drawings and then place them anywhere in your games. Once you've kind of determined your characters and your sprites and all that kind of stuff, you can have different colors. So you can also have different color libraries, right? You can have this palette. This is a blueprint palette, which is kind of start off with. You can have palette number 1, palette number 2. You can add multiple different palettes, so your game can be different colors. The one thing about this game is it's limited to 3 colors. You have a background color, a tile color, and a sprite color. So there's only 3 colors, so that's one of the limitations of the game, which makes it kind of cool too, because the limitations can, cool things can happen with limitations. We also have a dialogue box right here. So this is the box if your character meets something else and they have dialogue, so you run into them and then they say something. This is where you put all of your dialogue. There's an inventory right here as well. I don't do too much with this, but we might go over it a little bit. That's inventories each thing. The download is a cool one. You can download the game as an HTML file, which means you can download that as all the code that's used to create the game, and you can import a game from all of that code, so you can save the game and play it later and all that kind of stuff, and we'll go over that stuff. You can also record GIFs or GIFs, do screen snapshots and that kind of stuff to share it with your friends. Game data right here, if you're into code and all that, that's where all your code is kept. And then the last thing we're going to go over is the settings right here. This is language, your page color, and all that kind of stuff. So those are all of the tabs that you're going to be using in Bitsy. So this is what the game kind of consists of. And we'll go over all of this stuff again and again. We'll probably start each one with trying to open one of these tabs, learning a little bit about it so that you guys can familiarize yourself with the game and create your own really cool games. All right, guys, thank you for tuning in to your Bitsy tutorial. That was the first thing. That was an overview of all of it. Next time we're going to get into creating backgrounds and rooms, and then we'll get into creating characters and all kinds of other cool stuff. So stay tuned. Please watch all these videos. Please like them. Please tell your friends, and hope everyone is having a fantastic start to your summer, and I hope that you continue to tune in. All right, bye-bye.